Epigenetics, the key to your baby's future. Did you know that as a parent or parent-to-be, you are a genetic engineer? What you do in the months before you conceive your baby, whilst your baby is in the womb, during birth, and in the years after your baby is born, all play a part in the long-term health of your baby. 46 chromosomes, 23 from you and 23 from your partner, come together at conception to create the genetic makeup of your baby. However, these genes are not your baby's destiny, they are a blueprint. It's your experiences and environment that switch your baby's genes on or off and determines how these are expressed. Your physical and emotional environment is the key to how your baby's genes are expressed. Your diet, lifestyle, where you live, chemicals you're exposed to, stress you experience, emotions and feelings can all affect your baby's genes without actually changing the blueprint. This is the study of epigenetics. Let's explore how your role as a genetic engineer can influence your baby's development at each of these stages. Your baby's journey starts before she or he is conceived. Although a baby's first environment is the womb, eggs and sperm can be influenced epigenetically. Eggs and sperm are living cells and are therefore subject to whatever conditions the rest of the body is exposed to. Studies have shown that whilst immature sperm have the same genetics as mature sperm, these sperm show different epigenetics, suggesting that their journey from creation in the testes to the vas deferens is influenced by a father's physical and emotional health. What a father is eating, any alcohol, drugs or toxins he is exposed to, and how much stress he is experiencing now will be influencing his sperm in 3 months' time. Unlike men, who do not start producing sperm until they reach puberty, women are born with all their eggs. Your eggs were made at the time of your conception and were therefore influenced by your mother's environment and experiences. So when you are planning to conceive, your nutrition, lifestyle, toxin exposure, and stress levels are not only influencing your baby's epigenetics, but also that of your grandchildren. Pregnancy is Mother Nature's Head Start program. Whilst your eggs may have been created in your mother's womb, now is the time to fine-tune your baby's epigenetics to prepare it for the world that it will meet when it's born. It is recognised that nutrition is important during pregnancy. We have guidelines for folic acid, vitamin D, mercury levels, and also advice on alcohol and nicotine consumption, which is all very relevant. But the womb is not just a place to grow, it's a living environment that is significantly influenced by chemical, emotional, and physical signals. If you are feeling afraid, the emotional chemistry contained in your blood is going to your baby. She or he will be feeling afraid physiologically without understanding the reason. Small amounts of stress are good for us. The reaction followed by recovery helps to create resilience. However, continued stress doesn't allow for that recovery and instead creates patterns of learning and adjustment that prepares the child for the environment to which they will be born into, or for which the mother's central nervous system perceives. You are providing information. Your nervous system is responding to and interpreting the world that you see, and then releasing the associated chemistry to complement that world. This chemistry is what alters your baby's epigenetics. Whilst you may not be able to eliminate stress, you can receive support and learn to manage stress and how your baby receives it. Whilst there is a lot of research on the epigenetic changes that occur preconceptionally, during pregnancy and once a baby is born, there is little evidence showing epigenetic changes during childbirth. This is not to say these changes don't occur, more it has never been fully studied. It's been bypassed because it was felt that childbirth was too short a period of time for epigenetic changes to occur. However, studies are emerging and evidence is suggesting that a caesarean birth and antibiotic use during labour result in epigenetic changes. When we consider what happens during birth, the diverse environment, the cocktail of hormones, and the emotions that can rise, you can see the potential for there to be differences epigenetically between babies born in a calm, safe, empowered birthing environment to one which is fearful and traumatic physically and emotionally. Epigenetic Impact in Childbirth Group, EPIC, which is made up of researchers from around the world, hypothesize that intervention during childbirth, such as inductions, epidurals, and instrumental deliveries, are similar to the use of antibiotics and caesarean births, and that they are environmental triggers which can cause epigenetic changes. The epigenetic changes that occur as a result of stress during pregnancy can be altered by a loving, safe, nurturing environment, whereas an environment which is inconsistent, harsh, and insensitive to an infant's needs just reinforces the situation and can result in behavioural changes such as social anxiety, stress disorders, and an increase in susceptibility to disease. Identical twins are a great opportunity to study epigenetics. They are born with the same genetic makeup and during their early life remain very similar as their environmental exposure is the same. However, as they grow up and are exposed to different situations, relationships, where they live and what they eat, there are epigenetic changes which affects gene expression. And this has shown in later life to drastically alter the individual's health. Whilst they may still look identical, their epigenetics are very different. If we further explore identical twins that are separated at birth, then whilst they are carbon copies when born, because their environments in early life are completely different, perhaps one in a loving, safe, nurturing environment, and the other in an inconsistent, harsh, and insensitive environment, they will end up quite different in their behaviour, personality, and health, showing that nurture really does shape nature. There are many components to breast milk that scientists are yet to discover, but research shows us that it's not just the different components nutritionally that can activate our genes, but the act of breastfeeding itself offers huge benefits to gene expression. Breastfeeding, skin to skin, and a loving behaviour activates the estrogen gene. This gene enables us to express a more loving, maternal-paternal behaviour. So, by breastfeeding your child, not only are you influencing their epigenetics via the nutrition you are providing them, you are also influencing their potential as parents when they grow up. It wasn't that long ago that scientists thought that our DNA controlled everything, but your baby's genes reflect only their potential and not their destiny. We are learning so much about how our environment shapes us. Many epigenetic changes are not permanent. It's possible to alter these by changing what we do. You can provide the environment that allows your baby to develop to their highest potential. You can make a difference in your baby's life by making a difference in your own.